Hi, I have a fun project for you today, and it has lots of new stuff from the upcoming occasions catalog. I don't think that I have anything from the Sale-A-Bration's catalog, but I'm still a little unfamiliar from which is in which, but I think it's all occasions. This is the Beauty Abounds stamp set, which I'm going to be using, and I'm also going to be using the dies that go with it, but there is another video that I did that just shows the die, so you can go check that out. That's already posted, so it should be the video before this, so you can go flip back over when you're done with that and go see the dies. I will show you the dies that I'm not using. There's a ton of them. That's why I did a video just on the dies, because here they are, minus the ones that I'm using in today's video. So there's a ton of dies, so I just ran those all through so you could see what all they do. But I wanted to show you, this is one of our new cling mount stamps. In the upcoming catalog, we no longer have wood. So cling mount, in the past there was wood, clear, and photopolymer. And sometimes it confused people because they thought clear mount was the photopolymer. Photopolymer are the ones that are see-through, but it's what they're made of. The red rubber, here's all the things that I've run through on the video. The red rubber was referred to as wood mount and clear mount, and it was what you mounted them on. So if you mounted them on the clear block, then you were buying the clear mount stamps. So now, instead of buying wood, we only have these because the sales on wood blocks had gone down so much because people prefer these. But the thing that people didn't like was that these often fell off, and if you noticed in a lot of my videos, which my campers often noticed, I didn't use the stickers because they held better if you didn't have the stickers. Now you'll want to use your stickers because these things really stick. But they stick so well, let me show you over here on one of these, that they don't come off like at all. Like you can't even pull these off. Like you can scrub them on your scrubby, you can clean them, and they don't pull off. So once you get them, there's a little bit of care. Like when you go to stick them on your sticker, you'll want to make sure that the first time you lay them down, that you're getting them in the right place, because there's no second chance. Once it starts to stick, that's where it's going. Forever and a day will be stuck there. And then especially on your little ones, like if you have nails, which right now my nails are bad, they're really hard to get off. So you can use any kind of little spatula tool. If you don't have the take your pick tool yet, that's really the best thing that I have found. And I haven't put mine together yet because I do need my little pokey tip for today. But here, one of my downline got me a personalized one when we went to Onstage. So it's so nice because this one has its little tip. Well, I just lost my end that has that. But if you put your little spatula tip in, and then you kind of wedge it underneath there, then so you can lift it up. But that's how well they stick, is like even that now with it in there, it's holding. If you had done that with one of our clear mounts before this, that would have fallen right off. I know there were all kinds of hints about other things that you could have stuck on the clear mounts to get them to stay. You won't have to do that anymore. Now you're gonna have to find something to help get them off. So if you don't have this, you'll want to do this, and I'm going to be having a special on this so you can get a head start on getting that before you get this. So I just wanted to show you that. There will, as I said, for right now, if you live in the United States, our background stamps will be the only thing that are, I'm just looking for this, that's what I get for talking. I need the pokey thing. And then I'm done with this. I can move that out of the way. Our wood mount stamps, our background stamps will be on wood. Nothing else will be available on wood. So if you love wood and you're a wood fan and there's something that you want that's in the annual catalog, you will want to get that before this annual catalog goes away, because that will be the end of wood for those. Or if there's something in the occasions catalog that you want that's wood, then you'll want to get that in wood while you can, because again, that will be the end of Stampin' Up's wood. So this is Whisper White. Just fold this in half. So I have a Whisper White piece, and then a piece that I've cut smaller. And then this is the black foil, which is in the holiday catalog, and it is carrying over. I may have said occasions before, because you know I have two catalogs going right now. The stuff that's in the wood mount that's in the holiday catalog, when it retires, that will be the end of it. So, and then this is our Big Shot Adhesive. And because the butterflies that I'm going to use out of the die are super, super tiny, I'm going to use this. So you pull off the adhesive, and this just makes little stickers. I'm going to flip this over here. This is kind of like the clear mat. You get one shot with this, and once you lay it down, you're not pulling it back up. So I've cut my adhesive to be the same size, and you can see I didn't quite get it, and you don't want to run that through your Big Shot because it will stick to your plates. And you can see where I cut it last time. I still have a little bit of sticky there. So just trim off anything. You're not going to run your dies right to the edge, so if you don't get that right to the edge, it doesn't matter. So I got that ready. Excuse me, I'm getting over a cold. Now I've got my stamps. I'm going to do this little panel, and the inside I have some black memento. This one has the big swirly of flowers. I'm having my demonstrator team over next week for our stamp day, where I do all the projects for them and they just come stamp. So I used to do like 16, and that was too many, and then I cut it down to 11. Now I tried to do like 8 to 10. So there's just some flowers, and then there are some sayings, and this one says, "Our friendship isn't one big thing." So I'm going to put that on the front. And then there's one that says, "It's a million little things." So the card says, "Our friendship isn't one big thing, it's a million little things." And I'm going to put "It's a million little things" on the inside of my card. And you can see that these the things, there's nothing holding those on except for the new stickers. So that's all I need for the black. Then I have soft Seafoam, one of my favorite colors. And this stamp set comes with some lovely bokeh style circles. So for this one, I'm just going to stamp them kind of around the edges. And just like the Wishing You Well, it's one of the stamps where when you stamp it, kind of has the different tone on tone. So some of them are darker and some of them are lighter. If you go to my website and look at the still photos of this, you'll be able to see them a little better. So I'm just going to stamp this around the edges because this panel is going to be raised up. So this will be where it shows on the card. And after you've done a whole lot of Christmas cards, it's fun to go back into some different colors. So I'm going to do one little soft Seafoam here. And then I'm going to do one on the inside. So the inside of my card is going to be decorated as well. That's it for my soft Seafoam. Then I have Balmy Blue, which you're going to see why I chose this color combination in a minute. I'm going to use, there's the ones that I showed you how to take off the block, some tiny little circles. Put one there. Add one down here. And add some of these around my edges. Red rubber gets a better etching than the photopolymer, so sometimes that's how they decide to make a stamp in red rubber as opposed to photopolymer. Photopolymer is cheaper, so for stamps that have lots of pieces, you can get it, do it more inexpensively. Red rubber will last a lot longer than photopolymer. Photopolymer stamps won't last as long. They'll last long enough for most of us, but I need this one back. And then there's a little splattery, which I love me some splatter. One of the very first stamps that, back when we used to mount the stickers on our wood, there was a splatter stamp, and I used it so much that my sticker wore off. And this one I'm going to stamp until the ink comes off. This is Highland Heather, so it's a little bit darker. So that way the purple kind of goes. And then on the inside, I'm going to use the darker down here, a lighter there, so I can get the lightest one right here, because I don't want it to cover up my words. Because if you did that dark heather there, it would kind of mess with your words. So I've got that. Take another drink of water. And I'm going to quickly use the blends to color this in. I'm not going to do a whole lot of blending, but in the Occasions catalog we have a couple of new colors, and I know our blues, we don't have a ton of blues in blends, but we now have Balmy Blue. And so I went with Balmy Blue as the first color that I chose to do this card. That's how I chose my other colors, because I wanted them to match. So in this card, I'm not really blending. It's kind of a stained glass where there's stripes on all of the things. So I'm just going to do an every other. So either, with the blends, you have a dark and a light. So if you have a stripy or a stained glass kind of look, you can do a dark and a light without having to color hard or light. You just use your dark one and then you use your light one. We went to Orlando the week before on stage with my family to celebrate my niece's 16th birthday. We dressed up as the characters from Alice in Wonderland, because that was Mackenzie's choice for our Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party, when you get to dress up if you go to the Halloween party at Magic Kingdom. And so when I color these little things, she was the Cheshire Cat, because that's her favorite Disney character. But these little swirlies on the leaves, I almost colored them pink and purple because it reminds me so much of the Cheshire Cat smile. So then this is the soft Seafoam, and so the leaves are all just divided in half. So I'm going to do one half the lighter and one half the darker. So I'm not really using these as the blend, I'm just using them because it's nice that I have a dark half and a light half. These would also be pretty colored in with ink refills and Stella, which was one of the things that I considered doing with them, but then when I wanted to use the new blends. The other color, I believe the other new color in this catalog is Mossy Meadow. There's just 2 new blend colors. That's that, and then I'm going to do, for the flowers, they're not divided into, so I'm going to take the dark Highland Heather and kind of do the center, and then just pull where the where the lines are on the flowers. And then I am gonna blend it a little bit with the light. And then I'm just going to take my color lifter to kind of lighten that up a tiny bit so the purple's not quite so strong, and kind of pull it into the corners. The color lifter kind of gives it a bleeding look. There we go. So that's all the coloring that we need. And then for the ribbon, this actually, I think this is part of there's a classic car suite. Actually, I just made my swaps for some of my girls. So it's a garage look, and I'm pretty sure the ribbon comes from that suite. Again, not terribly familiar with the catalog. You know, when a catalog comes out at Christmas time, real life's happening in the background. So I have a lot of real life going on. We're going to a Pacer game tonight. This weekend we did my birthday party because my birthday was on Thanksgiving. Not really a party, but we went out and then we did Christmas shopping. So it was a big weekend. We did a Colts thing yesterday. We wrapped a ton of presents. So, you know, there's real life going on. I don't have time to sit and stare at the catalog. So I'm pretty sure this is from the garage suite. But again, I'm not totally sure. So I'm just gonna wrap this on here. I could have tied that a little bit better, but that's okay. Those of you, I know it's gonna bother some of you that I'm wasting new ribbon. So let me move it over just a little bit, because this is the reason I tie my ribbons like this sometimes is to save ribbon. And so that way it was going to waste a bunch. Move it over. So just tie your bow. It also saves a little bit on postage if you're mailing these, and it makes your card not quite so bulky. There we go, because see, then you just tie those over and you're not wasting all of the ribbon tying it around. And then this is our silver twine, and I'm just going to wrap it around my hands. My cat's downstairs crying because in the winter she just likes me to sit on, she thinks that it's my job to sit on the couch on a blanket so she can sit on the blanket on my lap. In the summer, when the windows are open or when there's stuff happening in the backyard, she's okay to be up in my office. But in the winter, she'd rather just sit on a warm couch with a blanket. So she'll literally sit down in there and cry until she realizes I'm not coming. So I've just looped that a few times. You know, the twine lasts forever, so feel free to use as much as you want. I'm just going to take this little bit here. Oh, I never cut my ribbon. I can't put the supplies that I'm using yet on because the catalog's not up. So I'm going to just put a little bit of adhesive right here. This is all faux. Put this right here. So you can see it hangs down and it will give the illusion that it's tied on there, but it's not. It's fake. I'm going to put a little bit more over the top. And then you just, I want all that to be kind of underneath. Flip this around, and then you're just going to add some adhesive back here. Kind of make sure this goes straight-ish. So sometimes you have to do your adhesive over if you didn't get it in the right spot. Make sure not to pull your silver back, just that ribbon. It can be a little tighter. And the same thing for this side. So if you're doing this for a class or a camp, or if you're making a whole lot of these, what I do is I loosely tie the bow, and then you can untie it and figure out, because this is still a little bit long on the ribbon, and then you could cut it to be the size that people need, so you're not wasting ribbon. Now I'm going to stick my dimensionals right over the top of these, because you can see this one didn't quite hit where it was, and then your ribbon will stay because it's nice and secure behind the dimensional. So I'm going to stick this now on the front. Over here, I didn't even use my bone folder to fold my card. So stick this on here, and then all we have left, could still be a little tighter. So I'm going to get a glue dot. Hang on. Because you know there's nothing that you can't fix. Assuming there's any glue dots on this. It might be. Oh no, there are. You could tell it was down to the end. I should have looked at that, which I would have done if I wasn't on video. Just pull that down a little tighter. Okay, now we just have to do the big shot. Because I've done these with the little sticker thing, they'll go real fast. Let me move my big shot over here. And then this is the black foil. And then these, this set of butterflies comes with a ton of little dies. So I'm gonna use all of these. So it's just gonna be one pass, and I'm gonna get a bunch of butterflies from the one pass of my big shot. And to use as little paper as possible, kind of bowing up. So flip it that way. These kind of are a little puzzle. And I've already cut this for my class. So this piece is actually a little bit longer than I needed. Or for my demonstrators. Cut all the paper for this card. The rest of them I cut exactly so these fit perfectly. See, it's like a tiny little puzzle. So you put these on here, and those make a little square. So you get all those little butterflies out of a tiny little scrap of paper, which was why I opted to use, because it doesn't use hardly any of your Big Shot adhesive. And it makes it a whole lot faster to stick them on. I did this card a couple of days ago, and I don't remember how many times, because like I said, I've done a lot of real life stuff since then. I don't remember how many times I rolled it through. I don't think I rolled it very many. But see, it just pop all those babies out, and it has, you get that many butterflies from one pass. There are a ton of these as well, but I just needed one for this card. Go back to my Take My Pick tool, and I'm just going to have my card, whoops, that's not my card. Have this ready. I'm going to do my big butterfly first. So they pop out easy. You just get these little pieces out. When you have the adhesive on, it also helps your, I think, on my machines at least, it makes, because the paper is a little bit thicker, it makes them go through the Big Shot easier. And see that you just pull the sticker off. If you've not used this stuff, it's amazing, because then you just stick them on your card. So I've got that one. And the rest of these are just tiny little butterflies. My hands are freezing, so I'll do it here. And the stuff just lifts off, and then you can use the end of your Take Your Pick to just pick it up. And then just kind of place these. And then it's kind of like when you're working with any of our embellishments. I'm just going to go ahead and pop my... This little tray is perfect for it because it has a place to put your scraps, a place to put your ones that aren't used, because after you start doing these, the little backs of the stickers look like they're the Big Shot pieces. So I'm going to put all my ones I haven't used in here. And also, if you're using these at a camp or a class or something, it's nice to keep them all contained so you don't lose your dies. I don't know, my hands are too cold to do it in there. So I'm just going to randomly place these. I'll just keep trying in here until I finally, oh, that one lifted off. My hands are kind of shivering. I just didn't want all my butterflies going the same direction. And you could use black cardstock if you want, but the black foil just gives it a nice little glitter to it. And the adhesive, even though it takes a second to get this backing off, it doesn't take this long if I'm not on camera and if my hands aren't freezing. But it's faster than trying to work with a snail or something. Do the inside, which I probably wouldn't do the inside if I didn't have 5,000 little butterflies that came through on one pass of my Big Shot, but because I do, and because it goes so perfectly with the saying, a million little things to have a million little butterflies. I know there's not really a million, but it kind of feels like it. And it literally is just a tiny scrap of foil. There's 2 more, but I'm going to stop. On my other card, I used all of them on the inside. So there was 2 more, but you get the idea. So there's that. And there's the, I'll show you the one on the inside, I think I have the same number on the outside. And there's the inside. It's some scrap tinsel from my cat's carrying it from the tree. So the Occasions catalog goes live on January 3rd or 5th. I'll get it. Like I said, real life. But in January. You will need the Take Your Pick tool if you're going to use, if you don't have it already, the cling stamps. Oh, I thought I was going to make it without needing another drink. So be watching for that if you haven't been to my website. For the 12 Days of Christmas, this will make an appearance for that. So have a great day. Bye.